Well, students, we're gonna have fun designing some monsters today. The first thing I would like you to do is to use your pencil to make a monster face. And I encourage all of you to make it really big. So here, I'm going to make my monster eyes, and I'm gonna make, it could be one eye, it could be two eyes. I'm gonna do 3 eyes for mine, that's why I decided to put one in the middle. I'll put one over here, and then I'm gonna put one over here. So you can see those eyes are really big. And then you could make any kind of nose you want. I think I'm gonna do like a fun like spiral shape. I'm gonna do another spiral shape. And I'm gonna put a little triangle on his nose like he's got a horn or something. I'll just put a bottom to his nose. And then if you do want to do some eyebrows for him, and then you can make whatever kind of mouth you want. It could be open, it could be closed. I'm gonna have him be a pretty happy monster. And I'm gonna have him have some fun teeth. They could be like round teeth, they could be sharp teeth, whatever you want. I'm gonna have him smiling, okay? So when you're done with your monster's face, please raise your hand, and I'm gonna give you a black marker to trace it so that we can really see it when we color it. So here I'm gonna trace this stuff in. If you want the inside of the eye to be a little darker, sometimes I'll trace that in a little bit with a thicker line. And I'm just using my imagination. So your monster is gonna be different than mine, and that's what makes art a lot of fun. So your nose will be different, your eyes are gonna be different, your mouth and teeth will be different too. So you can decide what you think is gonna be cool. And you can see that I still have some pencil that you can see. If you have some pencil that didn't get traced, that I missed with the marker, then you can just erase it when you're done. So here, I'm gonna take this, and my monster's face is done. So I'm gonna take it, and I'm just gonna erase this pencil line that got missed. Okay. For the next part, we're gonna spend quite a few days on these, so there's no reason to rush, because this is a lot to color. This is a big piece of paper. So what I would like you to really work on today is making the face the best that you can. So with this monster's face, I am gonna do some mixing. So on these little circles for the eyes, I might take a little bit of dark blue, or dark green, or dark brown, and then mix it with a light. So I'm mixing with 2 blues. I usually like to leave the outside of the eye white because then I'm gonna put color around it. Then I think that I want to do a red face for my monster. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go around it carefully. And I want to leave his teeth white. So I'm gonna go around those teeth. And I'm holding my crayon pretty low so that I can make sure not to break it. And I said also that I wanted to leave his, leave the outside part of his eyes white. So I'm gonna trace around that stuff too. So here, just going around that, you can see I'm kind of going back and forth on the line a little bit. I'm gonna make his nose a different color, so we'll go around that. And we'll go around this. Yeah, I think this is looking good. I'm so glad that I'm not going too fast. Once I go around everything, then I'll fill it in. So here, I might want to make my nose and my eyebrows another color. So just let me go carefully around those two. That'll leave some space for me to give them a new color. So since I went around all of that stuff, now I can fill it in carefully. It's not getting scribbly. Not getting it all over the teeth or the eyes. And I'm so glad I traced it. So it makes it so much easier to go around those shapes. Now that I have the red done, we said let's try to do some mixing. So I could do dark red and light red, but I could also, we were just doing color mixing, and I might put the color wheel up and talk about colors that are next to it on the color wheel. And so red is next to orange on the color wheel, so that could be a mix. Red is also next to purple on the color wheel, so that could be a mix. Or red and pink work too. So I think I want to do red and orange because those ones are on the color wheel. They're right next to each other, so they mean they're a good mixing color. So I can take some of my orange here, and then I'm going to mix that into my red. So I do want you to practice mixing since we just got done with that lesson. And now we're going to be practicing mixing and pattern on these monsters. So here, if I do mixing in one spot, I want to make sure that that mixing happens in all of these places. So here, make sure that there's red and orange there, red and orange here, red and orange here. Get that whole space filled. Now that that's done, now I'm going to, I said I wanted my eyebrows to be a different color. So I think I want them to be purple. So I'm gonna do some purple eyebrows, and then I'm gonna do a mix of purple and light purple. So here, do some of this purple. And then I think that it'd be kind of fun to have a green nose. So I'm gonna do a little bit of dark green, and green is next to yellow on the color wheel, so that could be a mix, green and yellow. Green is also next to blue, so that could be a good mix, or you could just do dark green and a light green. So here, I'm just gonna do, I think I was gonna do green and yellow, but I'm noticing I have a greenish yellow. So let's just use a green yellow and mix it. And I wanted the horn to stay white. So now that I have all of that stuff done, now I can start working on the horns and the hair. So with the hair, I think that it'd be kind of fun to do some pink hair. So we'll do pink, and then I'm gonna mix that pink with kind of a peachish color. So pink is right next to orange on the color wheel. So pink and orange is kind of like a light orange. And then I think that I want to do blue horns. So here, I'm gonna do a mix on these horns of going from blue. I wanted to show you that blue is next to purple. We'll go from blue to purple on the color wheel. And you can see how those colors mix really nicely together. If you have extra time, and this is all colored really carefully, and your face looks great, then we can start making a couple of patterns. But most of next week we'll be working on patterns. So this is really all that I want you to have done today is the face. Please do not color it here, do not color it here, do not color it here or here. We're gonna talk about the background next time, so please don't color it on those spots. We'll talk about those later. On the body, this is where we're gonna be doing patterns. So I'd like you to pick either 2 lines or 2 colors. So here, right now, I kind of jumped ahead a little bit. But I could pick a pattern on this to do yellow, green, then I did yellow, and then I'm gonna do green, then I'm gonna do yellow, and then I'm gonna do green. And each of these, I would like you to make a different pattern, so we're not doing the same thing over and over and over. So here, if I have yellow and green, I'm not gonna do that again. I'm gonna make a new pattern in the next one. So maybe for this one, it could be good to do a new pattern. Maybe I'm gonna do dots for this one, and I might do orange dots, and I'm gonna make it a pattern of big dot, little dot, big dot, and then big dot, little dot, big dot, little dot. And some of these can go right up to the edge here and just be like half of a dot. And then in order to make it a 2-color pattern also, maybe I'm gonna do orange and I think brown could be cool. So then my pattern would be orange, brown, orange, brown. So using 2 colors or 2 lines, and then now that I trace those carefully, then I would fill this space in so that I don't scribble all over my dots. Okay. We'll work on a lot more of this next time, so you do not have to rush. We're really practicing a bunch of things that we've done this year: color mixing, pattern, lines, shapes and patterns. So take your time, and we're gonna do each of these shapes with different patterns, but most likely we'll keep working on these next time to do the patterns on the body. So please don't do anything on the arms or the legs. Please don't color in these spaces. We're really just working on the face and getting a start on the body today. All right, let's have fun.